Hey everyone, welcome to the video. So we have an update coming next week, and it's gonna bring some improvements, quality of life changes, also some bug fixes. And it's not a super big update, but they are gearing for something pretty big later in the year. And we are on the dev build to show this, that's why we have so many diamonds. But we can jump right in. And if you are buying anything in the shop, would appreciate using a creator code. If you want to support this channel, you can use code Stoneheart. And first we got some new features. So you can see on the top right of the screen is a new icon, and it basically just shows what events you have active. So here you can see when you have Mega Crab, any Troop Manias, abilities, or the Cycle of Evil, like Dr. T, Hammerman. Just a easier way to see what's going on in the game. Maybe you forgot there's a Troop Mania, but you can see on the right side. And another thing on the bottom left is this guy telling you what you can do in the base. So it's called standing orders, but tells you like if you have a mission to claim, you can do that. Or anything from getting VP chests, building a statue, even if one of your builders is free. So if you're not sure what you can do in the game, then you have these reminders. This is also where the building suggester is now. So on the left side you can see any buildings you can upgrade. And also where the Path of Glory is. Just move to this little guy in the bottom left. And another thing is, now you have 200 more levels on the monument, so you can go to level 500. So more grinding for people in late game, and it'll probably bring some extra bonuses too. If you want to see the new visual upgrades, then you can stay tuned. I'm sure some people will max it out pretty early when the update lands. And another thing with the monument is we no longer have a friends tab. I think before there was a glitch where it didn't show anything, so they just removed it altogether. I guess not great if you want to see how your friends are doing, but it's just global and local for now. Also a small change to landing craft UI, just how it looks when you want to change troops. One quality of life with the sub is you can now speed up dives. So if you start one, then you can speed it up with time savers or diamonds. Might help out in those boom pass missions to complete some number of dives, and also just to get extra loot. We also have a change to proto troops, and this is mainly for max level people, and now the max is 1500 to get to the next level, and before it was like 1550 or 1600, and the problem was at the end of the week you couldn't get max level, but now you should be able to. So HQ 25 should get up to level 27 on most units. There's also some changes to life leech and GBE gain, and info is on the screen. It's kind of complicated, but basically it's more effective at all percents. One thing with life leech is now bombers and lasers can finally work with life leech, and with GBE gain it no longer just rounds to the nearest number. Instead, even if you clear a bunch of buildings, you'll still get extra GBE somewhere. They probably made these changes because you just had life leech and gunboat crab, but might come in handy with tribes or maybe other places. Also got some bug fixes. So there was a glitch where sometimes troops would ignore flares. Now that should be fixed. Another thing is in warships, when HCs or RCs died, heavies or zooks would just not follow any active flares, but now they should. So if you do an HC rush and a bunch of your HCs die, all those heavies are still going to follow your last flare. Also the bullet shock nickel teleport glitch is fixed. So show a replay here of like really old season, but basically if you time shock nickels right, you can just jump to the nearest building and go all the way around the gap, and you just travel super fast. But that's finally being fixed, and it was really tough to pull off, but I guess they want to make it consistent now. Another fix, not sure how many are going to be happy about it, but the critter launcher secret bug, where whenever critters were spawned, seekers would just pause every few seconds. That's being fixed, and you can see in the replay how the seekers just pause every few seconds. Big reason why they weren't that strong the past few months, but it's being fixed, so you might see a lot more seeker action coming up. Also some balance changes to Rudy. If he ever comes again, we'll have a few changes. His first ability with the wingmen is getting a bit more expensive, going from 2 GB extra to 3, and his third ability is also getting some changes. It's getting a bit more expensive, but instead of spawning 2 seekers, it'll do 4. So maybe a bit more useful, but we'll see. so that feedback about Rudy was taken into account. Also fixing some bugs with him, like last season whenever a hot pot would come up, then he would just pause midair if he's doing his bombing run. Now that shouldn't happen anymore. And there are some other bug fixes we can show on screen. It's mainly minor stuff, but again, this update is more of a filler for what's to come later in the year. And that should be a pretty big one. But let me know what you think about the update. Again, it's not much, but gets things ready for later in the year. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.